Magnus Burgundy is the superstar of credit cards. I think there's no other way to say it. Virat Kohli.
GOAT, greatest of all time.
Yeah.
The Diners Black, OG, original gangster. Then came the Infinia. And now they've unleashed a monster in the form of Biz Black. And all three cards still trending, dominating the market for 10 years. That takes something.
I haven't got the Biz Black. They said in order to get the Biz Black, I have to give up the Infinia, which honestly I may in a few months. But for now, I want to keep it.
We've said this multiple times on the pod, and now we also know that people are watching this pod. So
People are watching.
3 to 5,000 rupees credit is a big opportunity, especially a travel card. The gap that Atlas has left, it's an amazing opportunity. I feel that if HDFC gets that right, they're just going to hit the ball out of the park.
Infinia has been a fantastic card over a long period of time. I don't think there's been any card that's been so good for so long. Sachin Tendulkar.
When he retired, he got a 60-62 in his last game, but he retired strong. But with Infinia and the 3,000 rupee gifter purchase limit,
Something will happen. It'll come back. Something good will happen.
Lights flashing bright, we're on the go. Tune in now, there's so much to know. Earning bits, travel dreams we sow. All aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Zero to hero in the blink of an eye. Fly first class, no need to be shy. Redemption sweet, touching the sky. Award seats booked, let's give it a try. Award seats booked, let the points flow. It's all aboard the great Indian Points and Miles show. Unlocking journeys wherever you go. The sky's the limit, feel the travel mojo.
Hello and welcome to another cool episode of the Great Indian Points and Miles Show. It's a very exciting week for us. We're shooting 3 episodes back to back today. And like always, there is Adarniya Dhimanji, who's got us to this office at 9 a.m. in the morning. और खुद पधारे हैं 9:30 बजे. हम लोग को बोला 9 बजे शार्प आ जाएंगे. हम लोग को 3 रिकॉर्ड करना है आज. No problem. मैंने कहा मैं आ गया 8:45. मैं बोला ये कहाँ है? Then I go back to our email and I see that Mr. Dhimant has landed in Bangalore at 12:30 last night. Swagat hai, welcome back.
Thank you so much, Adil. I think 9 o'clock has now become almost like a compulsion, and I love waking you up at 8 o'clock in the morning knowing that you are a night
Now
owl.
waking you up, ये sounds dirty. क्या कर रहे हो?
Getting you to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning for the podcast show. Let's be clear about it. Thank you so much, Adil. Love
Yeah,
it.
pleasure.
Yeah.
We've got a really fun guest this time around. He's a friend of the pod. His name is Bishan. And we met Bishan at a recently concluded Miles Ahead Bengaluru, which we did in July 2026. We did it at Lavon. We had a great time there. Very interestingly, Bishan is called the Labor Lawyer. He's got a very cool Instagram channel. We'll put it here as a lower third so that you all can see it. But the fun part about Bishan is he's a partner at Amarchand Mangaldas. In addition to that, he also is an avid cricket buff. While his practice focuses on labor law and employee law, but on the cricket side, fascinatingly, he's worked for ESPN Cricinfo. Not only that, he has covered the 2015 World Cup. Man, Bishan, this is fascinating, riveting. Dhimant and I are also crazy cricket buffs. We wish India was having a better time in England. But nonetheless, the last match we bounced back. It's good to see. And we're really, really hoping Roko lift the 2027 World Cup for us.
I hope so too. Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Pleasure to be here. From watching you on the TV screens to being here, my wife is always saying, "Why are these guys back in our living room?" I'm glad to be in your living room for this episode. Yeah, on the cricket stuff, I mean, I had worked in law for a couple of years, then always wanted to work in cricket, so I went moved to ESPN, did pure statistics for a couple of years. The 2015 World Cup was an interesting one. They decided to move us to the US to cover the World Cup in an entirely different time zone. The World Cup happened in Australia. So we were working strange hours, going to office at 3 in the afternoon, getting back at 11. And there was actually a lag also because of the time difference. And yeah, good fun doing it. Great time to be at Cricinfo, I guess. Got to cover a World Cup. Not one where we did particularly well. We lost in the semis, but not too bad.
And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, when I knew about your cricket passion, that was one more reason for me to get you on the show. Like थोड़ा सा मस्ती करेंगे, show पे cricket की भी बात करेंगे.
So the funky shirt and the cricket.
So let's do this, right? Let's do a fun section. By the way, another reason why we got you on the show is the Hawaiian shirt you were wearing when you came to Lawan. So again, very kind of vibe.
I should thank my sister because it's her brand. So well done, thank you.
Cool. So let's. So here's the fun thing. Okay. So we were looking at your credit card stack, and your credit card has the Axis Magnus Burgundy. It has the HDFC Infinia. It's got the Plat Charge. It's got the HSBC Taj. But very fascinatingly, it's got a Kiwi card. Why? ये कहाँ से आया?
Don't ask me, guys. There's no good reason why I have the Kiwi card. It makes no sense at all, right? Because actually, think about it. UPI spends on a day-to-day basis. Even when we make it, first of all, we avoid it because we want to use cards, right? And when we do use UPI, it's often with the cab driver who's not even having a merchant code, right? So you can't use the Kiwi card with the guy. You have to use Google Pay or something. Fine, you can do wallet load with the Premier and then use that, whatever, that aside. But standard stock UPI, it doesn't work also most of the time. So I have made a grand total of 34 rupees on the
Is
Kiwi
it because
card.
the card has funky color, like you like colors? You have a thing with colors.
I guess we can, let's go with that. It's a better reason than the one I have, which is no good reason.
So I have a follow-up question for both of you. तुमको तो पता ही नहीं, but I want to see how you will react.
Damn it.
Because you're a cricket buff, because you're a statistician, because you're into law, and because you'll do a lot of quant. Let's see this. What if cricketers were credit cards?
Oh God.
And cricketers were credit cards in your wallet. Now, there could be different angles.
Yeah.
You could size them up for pure return,
Yeah.
pure average, pure strike rate, pure consistency, pure class.
Yeah.
Or take a punt on an upcoming newer like a Kiwi. So, in your wallet, the cards that you have, who would you feel is that cricketing personality? Okay. So let's take your Infinia, let's take your Axis Magnus Burgundy, your Plat Charge, your HSBC Taj, your HSBC Premier, and your Kiwi, and say which Indian cricketer is all of these and why. Let's start with that, and then I'm going to come to Dhimant, and let's get Dhimant assessment as well.
Cool. So let's start with Magnus Burgundy.
Yeah.
Okay. Magnus Burgundy is the superstar of credit cards. I think there's no other way to say it. Virat Kohli. Okay.
GOAT, greatest of all time.
Yeah, I'm a big Virat fan. So Virat Kohli for the Magnus Burgundy.
All right.
2, let's do Infinia.
Yeah.
Infinia has been a fantastic card over a long period of time. I don't think there's been any card that's been so good for so long. Fine, recent devaluations aside. Sachin Tendulkar.
Okay.
Okay. What a long career he's had. Infinia has had.
The form factor.
He finished on
at
his...
least Sachin, like when he retired, he got a 60-62 in his last game, something along
70
those
odd,
lines. Yeah. And then he retired, but he retired strong. But with Infinia and the 3,000 rupee gifter purchase limit.
Something will happen. It'll come back. Something good will happen.
Are we like officially saying कुछ retirement news आने वाली है card की? Are people retiring the card? बताओ.
I really think people will start. I guess we'll get into it. People will retire this card in the if it doesn't, come up with something new, right? What else? Then let's talk about the Premier.
Yes.
Yeah. Premier is, I'm going to say, like Shubman Gill.
Yeah.
Right? It's an up and coming. It's there and up and coming. So Shubman has made his presence. He's the captain of the Indian team, possibly the next big superstar. Premier is probably the next big card, right? It's made its way there. Then the Plat Charge. Okay, Plat Charge is, I think, like a Rolls-Royce credit card,
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya for me.
Good one. I was going to pick another all-rounder on the same lines. I think similar logic. I was
Buying
going to pick
his
Jack
latest
Callis.
supercar using the Plat Charge.
Yeah.
Because it signifies like aura, like swag. Yeah. But pick another one.
Yeah,
That was just my take.
Similar. I was going to pick Jack Callis. Jack Callis is my Rolls-Royce cricketer, Rolls-Royce credit card, luxury goods, 10x on stuff, right?
Like a Lance Klusner, remember?
Yeah.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll unfortunately be remembered always for that 99 final.
No, but the guy was legendary, both bat and ball. Insane.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, even that match, right? The 99 game, he's the one who brought it till there and brought them to the brink of victory.
Dude, he's bowled some amazing spells in Test match cricket.
Yeah,
where he's
true. 8-wicket hauls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And forget the hauls. You don't remember necessarily the hauls because you're a stats guy, remember the stats. I remember those moments where he's troubled the batsman with those bouncers, you know. It almost feels like you're a Dale Steyn bowling kar raha hai suddenly. Like crazy.
Yeah, incredible. What am I missing?
What about your Taj card?
Taj card, yeah. Taj card is a non-swipe card. It's meant to be. And
The sign-up bonus card.
no, I meant like as a benefits card is how I'm thinking of the, correct.
Is that the guy who never played any match, just sitting on the bench?
Sunil Walson, 1983 World Cup. If he's a winner of the World Cup but didn't play a minute. But you have to pick like a superstar for the big moments, Ben Stokes. If you look at his overall career, it's a very average career in terms of numbers.
But in
right?
matches that he plays.
When it has mattered, he has stepped up and he's been there. He's been the guy in many moments, right?
Yeah.
Ben Stokes for the HSBC Taj card.
Awesome. I'm going to take a detour. I'm बोलूंगा कि I'm going to do the same thing, but I'll do it for RCB. Because India तो इसने कर दिया. ICB 2 times champions, so let's do that. I agree with one thing. Magnus Burgundy, Virat Kohli, chase master. The day I want to chase a big number, 20 लाख की गाड़ी खरीदनी है, 5 लाख को खरीदना है, it comes out of your wallet and it plays its role. And
तुम 20 लाख छोड़ो, तुम 20 लाख की बात करो.
अरे छोड़ो उस पे
You are
आते
the taxes guy.
रुको. So that's one. I think another thing that the analogy worked for me because I feel that Magnus Burgundy has a lot of exclusions. You know that Virat Kohli cannot play in certain conditions. Outside the off stump उसकी फट जाती है. Like there are things where he is weak, but when he is not weak, he hits it out of the park, right? I mean, for me, that Magnus Burgundy, Virat Kohli works perfectly. Another card which I feel HSBC Premier. Whenever it comes out of my wallet, it plays its role. It reminds me of that this season's Venkatesh Iyer, the role that he played in, IPL. बैठा था बाहर, जैसे ही अंदर आया, whenever he was given an opportunity, he just hit it out of the park.
Yeah.
Right? Beautiful. Another card that again very less spoken about card because people speak about it because of other reasons, but I have been using this KPI very often now because of my travel, right? So the airport privilege is one single feature because of which I use that card. मेरे लिए that card in my portfolio would be probably the guy in RCB would be Krunal Pandya.
Yeah.
I mean the way he's come out and delivered on that one thing कि भाई जब भी pressure है, I will come and deliver.
Utilitarian.
Right? So, utility is perfect utility, right? I mean you may. When it comes to team selection, you may ignore him. You say, हाँ यार ठीक है, मतलब he's just an average player. But whenever he comes on the field, he's done his job, right? Yeah. Plat charge is that, for me, is that foreign player, you want to have it in your team. You want that guy in your team just for making sure that, you sleep well. He may not probably do everything that you want. A classic example is that, that 15 crore people you have in your team, which I remember a lot of them have stayed over a period of time. Chris Gale for a period of time. Also, these people keep changing. Right? I mean, they don't stay in your team consistently. Similarly, I don't think Plat Charge has a permanent place in my wallet. But, in the year that it is there and it does well, I mean, you just keep on using it, right? So, that's my analogy. Aap batao, I'm keen to hear your analogy as well.
Aligned with both of you on Magnus Burgundy, I know better than Virat Kohli. I think the Infinia, and I don't want to get bashed by Rohit Sharma fans, but I do think the Infinia is like a Rohit Sharma. The only guy to have scored 3 double centuries. Aap socho, like the 10x lasted so long.
Crazy.
And the card delivered phenomenal results when it was at its prime, right? Nobody delivered like the Infinia. But now, thoda form dip ho raha hai. For all you know, I'm hoping and praying he bounces back. I love Rohit Sharma. I'd love to see him lift the World Cup for us, 2027, along with Kohli. But I do think like there are parallels between Rohit Sharma and Infinia. When it comes to Plat Charge, I have a rather unconventional view. I think that is Ravindra Jadeja. I feel he's now moved on from from T20s. He's moving on from ODIs also. He's still a solid test player. But you want the guy. क्योंकि 10 ओवर 30 रन 2 विकेट या 3 विकेट ये जड्डू ही कर सकता है और वो कोई भी कंडीशन में कर सकता है. So like next level, I think is Jadeja. Also, he's going to be an expensive guy. Also, if from an IPL stance, he'll want to play as captain. So I think he's there. Skapia for me is a Suryavanshi. That according to me, because think about it, right? You spend 20,000 a month. unlimited airport benefits. Unlimited airport benefits across the entire month. That is crazy value. Now, for people who do a lot of flying, then he makes sense, right? And you know that ये दो छक्के तो मारेगा ही मारेगा, right? So if I'm going to take 2 return flights, which is 4 flights, the kind of guy I am, I want to eat stuff at airport where, like I want to go to PF Chang's and order an appetizer. I'd rather not go somewhere else.
Fair.
I'd want to go and pick up a Lind bar, right? वो 1000 रुपए का आ जाता है. So it makes sense. So that for me is a Vaibhav Suryavanshi.
Awesome.
And if I look at the Taj card, then again I think you need someone. It's sort of like the Alan Donald back in the day. Matlab, the name Alan Donald would send shivers down your spine.
White lightning.
Like
Yeah.
when you
White
pull that out, the Taj card, that's platinum status. Alan has arrived. Him and Sean Pollock used to be like a crazy combination. Of course, you can compare it to the deadly four of West Indies back in the late 70s. But that's an era I didn't grow up watching. I grew up watching in the 90s, Alan Donald, white, cream here, him charging down, streaming in with those Yorkers. Amazing.
And there was this guy that everybody in India, if you look at, like, for example, when I started playing cricket, I would try to emulate his bowling action. I used to love his bowling action, the way he came to the crease, the way he delivered the ball. And, you know,
South
like,
Africans have had beautiful actions, all of them.
yeah,
Dale
exactly.
Steyn, Donald.
Yeah. I think Pollock is the only one which has a slightly unconventional
Yeah.
action.
I'll tell you what your Kiwi card was. Take a wild
I
guess.
thought we
He
got
was
it
not-
past that.
Hang on,
I
hang on.
thought
He doesn't want to talk
discussing it
about it.
Speaking of South Africa, there's a very interesting bowler, which I think was the Kiwi card. Let's see if both of you guess. I have the name in mind. Let's see if both of you
नहीं,
concur.
वो किस एंगल से बोल रहे मालूम नहीं, but one of the most unconventional bowler I remember was
Paul
Paul
Adams.
Adams.
Exactly. Chinaman.
Yeah.
Nobody understood his action.
yeah.
Ultimately, it was a question mark, but it was there in the wallet. It's there in your
I remember
wallet.
like, I remember like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Known as frog in a blender.
Yeah, forget about that. Correct.
But
Nice.
cool. So we'll round up with this section. Guys, the reason we're meeting today is to talk about a very interesting topic, which is called the points portfolio. When you're looking at your life, you're looking at your portfolio. And the portfolio can be construed in different angles. You could look at it as your stocks portfolio, your mutual funds portfolio, your overall net worth portfolio as well. But what we've decided to do today is come and jam with Bishan and Dhimant about your points portfolio. So what we'd like to understand is what cards are you holding? And for the first time, revealing on camera how many points we're sitting on right now and what is the plan to use those points. Where do you think those points are going and what are you going to do with those points? If you don't have a plan of action, that's fine, but what's the intent? Like you collected those points, but what's the intent? Because the whole joy is not just collecting, but also burning and burning them for some incredible redemptions and experiences. So we'll talk about that. Shuru kare?
Bilkul, let's go on.
So, Bishan, let's start with you. We already heard your stack. So, your stack is Axis Magnus Burgundy. You've got the Premier. You've got the Taj card. You've got Infinia. And you've got Kiwi, which we'll park.
Black Charge.
The Black Charge.
And IndusInd Avios.
IndusInd Avios.
Ooh, you forgot IndusInd
Yeah,
Avios.
I forgot IndusInd Avios.
And we didn't have a cricketer assigned to it as well. Anyways, we'll come back to that.
Yeah. So, you want to tell us like what's your portfolio looking like, where your head's at, what are the reasons you have these different cards,
Yeah.
and then what kind of balances you have in each of these, and where are you going next?
Cool. So, one IndusInd Avios cricketer is your Suryavanshi is my IndusInd Avios cricketer.
Okay.
For example, one-dimensional.
Yeah.
The card for me is a one-dimensional card. I use it purely for taxes. Right? I haven't used it much. I've got it only recently. But the purpose is to only use it for taxes.
I will
Suryavanshi doesn't even
pause you
feel...
a little bit there.
हाँ.
This man cut me off at that time. बताओ Biz Black कौन है? सबसे ज़्यादा tax तो तुम भर रहे हो यहाँ पे.
I thought about Biz Black, and Biz Black for me is something, it plays an unbelievable role in your portfolio. It's unbelievable. मतलब you wake up and say कोई बोले तुमको ऐसा card exist करता है, you wouldn't believe it. Right? And that's where I felt that somewhere in the lines of Rajat Patidar and what role he plays in RCB, like what he did in that semi-final, it was insane. He just whacked everything out. Like some of the shots are like, this cannot be possible. Right? And that's the role that Biz Black plays in my portfolio. I feel that too good to be true, and I think with all due respect to whatever they've created, HDFC has been one of those few banks which has consistently ensured that all their reward structures stay for long. And I think that's something which is very, very
You think
critical.
about 10 years now,
Yeah.
the Diners Black, OG, original gangster. Then came the Infinia, and now they've unleashed a monster in the form of Biz Black.
Absolutely.
And all three cards still trending, dominating the market for 10 years. That takes something, and that's quite special. I think Rajat is special.
Yeah, and I feel that again, we've said this multiple times on the pod, and now we also know that people are watching this pod. So if the guys are watching it, I have a very, very strong feeling that there is
People are watching.
three to 5,000 rupees credit. The fee credit card is a big opportunity, especially a travel card. The gap that Atlas has left, it's an amazing opportunity. I feel that if HDFC gets that right, right, they're just going to hit the ball out of the park.
Makes sense. Cool. Back to you, Bishan.
Cool. The cards and what you're using them for, right? We'll start with. Let's start with
IndusInd Avios is taxes clear.
Yeah, IndusInd Avios is taxes. Okay, so one, I haven't got the Biz Black because I haven't been able to. It's no longer a floater to
Correct.
the Infinia. They said in order to get the Biz Black, I have to give up the Infinia, which honestly I may in a few months. But for now, I want to keep it. So for the time being, I haven't got the Biz Black. So the alternative is IndusInd Avios, because you can spend 16 lakhs of tax on it for the year and get about, I think, 50,000 points, Avios. And the remaining taxes I plan to use on the Premier. 1 lakh per month, tax on the Premier, and another 12 lakhs for that.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So the Premier and the IndusInd Avios for me, for now, are tax cards.
Right.
The Premier, of course, also has other utility. We'll come to it. Then the Plat charge. Okay. The Plat charge is used for three main purposes for me. One, with the HDFC devaluation, it has become also a voucher card. It is also for all Air India expenses, right? And it is also a fuel card, right? Because it's the only card that gives points on
Up to
fuel amongst the
5,000
ones
points,
that I
yeah.
have.
Up to 5,000
Up to
points,
5,000 points. Yeah. But it gives 2x on fuel compared to normal. So
Which is good enough for every
Yeah.
month, right? Yeah.
So it's something. It's better than nothing. So these are the three reasons why I have the Plat charge. But like you said, it's not a permanent card. We'll have to take a call next year if you want to keep the Plat charge or not, if it makes sense or not. But these are the three things I use the Plat charge for. Then Infinia. Infinia has now become a card for two primary purposes. Infinia I would use for vouchers at the start of every month and for insurance. Right? Because nothing else has a 10,000 points in insurance, which is better than everything else.
So almost you can spend up to 3 lakhs easily, 3.2 lakhs.
Right.
Very
And
easily,
I have insurance for home insurance, medical insurance, life insurance, car insurance. There is at least 6 lakhs rupees a month in insurance premium.
Actually, one of the things that is a very good point that he brought out, and I've been speaking to a lot of people recently, and I think one thing, there's a big opportunity for people who want to optimize their credit card points if they have the Infinia. A lot of people have large premiums going out in 1 month. Break out your annual premium payments to quarterly or monthly if you can, and you can earn a crazy amount of points just by doing that on the Infinia. I mean, that's a big opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those are the two things.
So that's how you plan to complete your 18 lakh milestone for Infinia?
It still won't reach 18 because with the vouchers and this maybe around 8-9 lakhs, 9-10 lakhs.
Right.
Plus, there is of course Smart Buy, which I have been using for the 5x, 10x benefits. But Premier, of course, makes a little bit more sense to do that because it's now the only place where you can get hotel value like Accor points. So we'll take a call each time depending on situation whether I want to use Smart Buy or HSBC. But that's the other use case for both of these cards. And then everything else goes on the Magnus Burgundy, right? Everything else. And the big spends are travel. There is, of course, school fees. This is now very high as well.
Which is now...
Yeah. So,
And which will only keep increasing.
yeah.
How many months of the year are you able to hit the accelerated edge reward points?
I'd say
Threshold.
many months, 6-7 months.
6-7 months? Oh,
yeah.
Awesome. Like, if you are able to hit the AEP, by the way, for people who still don't know what AEP is, if you cross 1.5 lakhs, the reward rate jumps from 4.8% to 14%, which is insane. Like, at a point of time, again, that zone where ये हो सकता है क्या? Is this possible to have such rewards on credit cards?
However long it lasts. Enjoy it, yeah.
Did the whole Accor fiasco trouble you? Like, how did you get impacted?
Yes, but also not as much as maybe many other people because this credit card game I have been playing only seriously for little more than a year. And I was telling Adil earlier, it started with having a 2-year-old daughter, which may seem like a strange reason to start playing this game. The Infinia I've held for many years, right? Like for some 8 years or so. And always sitting on 300,000 or more points without doing anything much or out of the ordinary. But after having my daughter, and we travel a lot. One of the reasons we travel is mainly to watch a test match in all test playing countries and all 4 Grand Slams, all of which is almost all covered. So all that has also been happening even after having our daughter. So
Lovely.
we said we will keep traveling, but on long haul flights to hold her and sit for 10 hours, etc. was difficult. So we said we have to now start flying business. And for a while we flew business using some of these companies like, I don't know, First Class Ninjas. Shout out to them because I've used them a fair bit. Not sponsored or anything, just you can buy business class tickets almost at half the price.
Nice.
Right? So we used that for a while. So bought 2 tickets on those. While she was less than 2, it was free. But then as she got closer to 2, I began to realize that you have to buy a separate ticket for her. And for that tiny person who won't even sit on that seat, to spend 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs on cash seems like a waste of money. So that's when I said, let's start optimizing the cards and points and miles.
Let's hear what these crazy guys have to talk about.
Yeah. So I didn't have a bunch of points basically when the Accor happened on the Magnus Burgundy. So it didn't impact me a whole lot.
Got it. Awesome. And all of your these spends, travel spends go on the Magnus Burgundy?
Yeah.
By default?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Because those are usually AP months and it doesn't make sense to use anything else.
So now let's shift gears to your points portfolio.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what you have there.
Yeah.
And what's the plan?
Okay. Yeah, I actually have a reasonable plan for most of the points that I'm sitting on. I'm sitting on about 250k Magnus Burgundy points.
Yeah.
We have a Japan plan for next year because all of these years the plans were cricket and tennis related, so we hadn't done Japan, but it was always there to do. So Japan plan is for next year. So can easily do 3 business class tickets for about 70k each,
Very easily.
right? So that's the plan for Magnus Burgundy points. And for my Amex points, which I currently have about, I think 120, 130k Amex points, my wife will get the Amex as well. So we'll be sitting on more than 250k Amex points soon, which on Virgin one way for 3 people is only, and three tickets are easily
Watching your
available
next
on Virgin.
test at Lords.
So I have now been watching tests at Lords the last many years. Both World Test Championship finals have watched.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Awesome. Next time we'll be reporting live from Lords with him.
happily, happily.
He'll pay for our ICC stadium tickets. We'll pay for his flight tickets.
Amazing. It's a great deal. Done, guys.
Done deal.
So yeah, so up and down for 3 people, Virgin points is only about 150, 160 points, 160k points that you need.
Yeah,
right?
so let's just break that down for our users so that they understand. So Virgin, if you look at Bangalore, London, it's going to be about 23k
points.
if you optimize it, but 25k, 26k very easily. So even if you take the math at 25k, that's 50k Amex.
Yeah.
So 50k Amex is equal to one way London in business class.
Return.
No, return is going to be 100k Amex.
Yeah, Amex. Correct.
100k Amex or 50k Virgin.
Yeah.
50k Virgin is equal to 100k
Yeah,
Amex.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I will have the 250k, 300k points, it will easily be 3 business class tickets up and down.
Correct.
So, and this 23k points is not very hard to find. There are plenty of days when the business class ticket from Bangalore to London is 23k points only on Virgin, and with 3-4 tickets available on plenty of days as well. So
exactly.
fairly easy to plan this. So that's the plan for the Virgin points.
Have you used Virgin already?
Yes.
Once. And how did you like the experience?
Fantastic airline. I mean, so I have this thing about flying different airlines. And my wife, and not just my wife, many people don't understand the logic of flying airlines different ways because there is no logic. It is inefficient, right?
I like what he said. Like, people don't understand the logic. There is no logic.
It is just more expensive. But I want to fly a random Luxair from Luxembourg, or I want to fly Scoot if I haven't flown
Polished
Scoot.
lot.
Lot
It's
Polish.
lot, yeah.
Delhi to also lot Polish. I am more than happy to fly the more obscure. I think all of these are little quirks. Like the Virgin you asked has this wonder wall between premium economy and business. We can walk around and stuff. There's food put up, right? It's called the wonder wall. On Lord Polish, there's a desert cart. When you fly Ethiopian out of Addis Ababa, there is a local food trolley that comes, right? On KLM, they give you this small ceramic house. Like little quirks. And I basically like to fly
You've
different
missed
airlines.
Adil's favorite perk.
Which
the
is?
teddy bear on Singapore Airlines. How can you not talk about it?
Like the duck
Berry.
on Air France. Yeah.
Yeah, Barry. The duck of
Yeah, Barry.
Barry, yeah.
So yeah.
But okay, so hang on. So where does Virgin rank in your flown airlines?
Good one.
It ranks very high in terms of
So okay, let's name your top 5.
top 5 airlines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Business class or just anything?
Business first. Let's talk about that.
Emirates, Emirates Business, I think I haven't flown Emirates first. Emirates Business
Is that number one?
That's number one,
Okay.
definitely. Have flown. What else? Virgin is right up there. I flew Virgin Premium Economy.
Okay.
And the standout feature about Virgin is their staff. They are extremely responsive, very friendly. When you fly with a child, they take care of very good, right? That's, food is good. Interior decor with their unique purple lighting. All of that are the little touches which make the flying experience
Nice.
quite fun.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
Virgin is very high up there. Ethiopian Airlines,
Okay.
right? Very high up there. So when you fly Ethiopian out of India, you're not flying the lie flat business class seats, right? But when you fly Ethiopian from Africa into longer flights,
Absolutely.
so we flew Addis Ababa to Zimbabwe, which was my daughter's first international flight. Imagine, to Zimbabwe, what an obscure random one. But so that flight was the one with the local food trolley, lie flat seats, brand new aircraft. So extremely good experience. So Ethiopian is also right up there. I didn't put Singapore up there because I haven't flown Singapore business, right? Singapore economy was very good. Flown it a few times. Extremely good. And what else?
The only name I see missing is Qatar from a large ones. Yeah.
Qatar, again, I haven't flown Q Suites. I've flown Qatar, but I haven't flown Q Suites. On business, Lord Polish was a very good experience on business. The desert cart and whatnot, lots of options. So yeah,
I like this approach.
Business.
I love this approach, the way you're thinking about it, कि यार हर बार वो Singapore नहीं मिलता, Qatar नहीं मिलता. Most of the questions that we get also is like कि I didn't get access to Singapore, I didn't get access to Qatar. अब क्या करूँ? जिंदगी खत्म हो गई मेरी. I think we need to also have that point of view saying that, there are other airlines. Try, diversify your experiences. And Adil, by the way, this is the perfect time to segue into the sponsor of this episode. So there is a sponsor that we have as a part of this episode, and I want to name it because diversity se wo yaad aaya. Like, one of the things that I strongly believe in is whether it is a credit card portfolio or whether it is your investment strategy, having a diversified portfolio is critical. Right, and we have Tickertape as a sponsor of this episode. Tickertape, I think we spoke about in one of our earlier episodes also. We both love the app. I was not aware that they also do US equities. And when they came to us saying that we want to sponsor the episode, we were very happy to do that. So in my head, I have perpetually been thinking about investing in US. And trust me, 2-3 बार मैंने कोशिश भी किया. Either I was too scared, either I was too worried. What is this happening? Is this legal? Is this not legal? Is it too costly? And these questions के हिसाब से मैं तो आज तक invest नहीं किया. Like, I'm just sharing my experience. I do have a fund that I've invested in and have some exposure through some mutual funds, but I haven't invested. And Tickertape is a solid platform where they launch equity platform on their app. Wanted to just talk about the sponsor and how the opportunities are. But before we go there, what's your experience, Adil? Do you invest in the US market? Do you think it's important? I was seeing some numbers and I have my own thoughts, but I want to know your thought as well.
So I'll tell you what, I have had exposure through fund of funds, but never
same.
directly.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you what, I've seen a lot of apps been doing this for the last 5 years. But deliberately I've stayed away because one, there was way too much potential in the India story.
Yeah.
And for those of us who are invested, of course, the last 2 years you ignore because we haven't seen the upside.
Yeah.
But before that, if you've been an investor, you have seen crazy upside.
Yeah.
And whether it is direct equity or mutual funds, both have given you stellar returns.
Agreed.
So my play has been, and I've never spoken about this on camera in terms of my investing play,
Same.
but aaj share karte hain. My philosophy has always been equity direct and mutual fund direct. I don't do debt at all. So zero debt, just equity and just mutual funds. And then there was a little bit of real estate play. But what has happened in the last, I think, 6 years, I've moved a lot of my investments to real estate. And very recently, there was an opportunity to get an interesting real estate piece. You're very aware of it.
Yeah.
I did it for a reason, which is quite dear and personal to me. So I can't explain it on camera. But right now what has happened is a substantial chunk of my investments is real estate. But I have equity. I'm looking to get more into equity and India equity, but in addition to US equity. And US equity, because I have 3 strong angles. But before I get into the angles, I'll tell you why I didn't get into US equity earlier. all the players that I evaluated 3 years back, 2 years, 4 years back, not very recently, they all were investing through a player called Drive Wealth. They were partners with a broker called Drive Wealth. And when I read the fine print across all these players, it just didn't look convincing enough for me.
Got it.
And for that reason, even from a fractional point of view,
Yeah.
I was like, it's too complicated. There are tax laws. It's just too much of a headache. It's not the right time. When the instrument becomes convenient, then I think it makes sense.
And I'll tell you, I'll add to that. This is the same problem I had. So I am I'm a firm believer of diversity. So मेरे पास एक equity portfolio था. I had a mutual fund portfolio, which again both I do direct. I also invest in gold. Right, so 5% is my number in my head. I try to maintain a 5% gold investment in my portfolio, and I wanted to add equity. And the 3 reasons I did not. Again, I will speak about my reasons of why I wanted to be in the US equity market. But 3 reasons I did not go through it is, once I actually tried, and the process seemed very cumbersome. First of all, कि मतलब उसमें, and again थोड़ा सा unknown भी था. हो सकता है if I had broken that barrier, I would have come across something more convenient. But from the outside, it looked like it was very inconvenient, right? I don't want to name the apps, but I tried a few apps doing that. The second thing which scared me was, like I said, I don't know if it's legal, if I'm breaking any rule. And in this world, I mean, is it worth going and breaking a rule without knowing? Because we don't have such advisors who will tell us on the fine print कि तुम कुछ rule तोड़ रहे हो, or you're doing something legal, illegal, right? So that was the second. Third, I had a terrible experience with a crypto wallet, right? So I just started investing. I said 1% I'll maintain in crypto, and then I quickly exited because I thought कि यार अगर risky ही करना है तो कुछ और करेंगे. I didn't want to do crypto. Whatever I invested, उसका बहुत बड़ा return आया, but it was very small. But it just didn't seem convincing. जब मैं sell करने का try कर रहा था, तो some weird wallet shit was happening at the back end, and I was not convinced. Maybe I'm slightly old fashioned, but मेरे लिए these reasons were the reasons why I thought that not fully convinced about going to the US equities. But at the same time, I felt extremely needful of investing in sectors that I was myself experiencing. Right? जैसे अभी AI है, for example, right? We all started, habit is changing, you can feel it, right? Google search करने के बदले now you're using ChatGPT, you're using Claude. Obviously, it's reflecting somewhere in the markets, and we don't have exposure to that markets, right? That was the number one reason why I wanted to be there, and I was still not able to take that jump. The second in my head is that diversification, right? Ki now if you look at the last 2 years, I'm pretty sure, I don't have the exact number at hand, but the US markets have almost grown at equal pace or better pace in most cases. I think it's better return. And third, obviously, is that the whole piece around saying that if I am exposed to a new market, I also learn a lot. I'm always a believer कि भाई earn के साथ learn भी करो थोड़ा सा. So you learn the dynamics of a new market. These are the reasons I wanted to be there and I couldn't be there. Again, this was my thought process.
So so we spoke about the thought process. I think we should also talk about like why now.
Sure.
So from my vantage point, for the first time in life, I have taken debt. I have never taken debt before, but luckily I found someone who gave me an interest-free loan. It's someone very close to me, and they agreed to give it to me, which is why I was able to do the real estate transaction. Nahi to nahi hota mere haath se, because I don't believe in taking debt, because I stay away from interest.
Sure.
So now I've cleared half of it, but half of it is still pending, which I'm hoping in the next few months I'm able to clear. Perfect. Once I do clear, now there are 3 very aggressive reasons where I feel we should start looking at US securities, particularly US securities in 3 areas. One, we're all seeing AI eating the world.
Absolutely.
And Deepak, you and I both are mad users of Claude Code, probably the 0.1%.
Yeah.
Across everything that we build at the Great Indian Points and Miles Show, right from our website to our scripts, to our alerts, to our plumbing that's there that runs the entire show, it's all backed not only by Claude Code, but a bunch of AI tools. Now, because I also work at HackerRank, I've got a ringside view to what's happening in the employer space. And therefore, I'm able to see what kind of traction AI companies are getting. And we have a massive AI play as well. So just seeing that, I think the next 10 to 12 years are going to be AI led. And therefore, not having AI exposure, I think, is just like.
And Indian equities, I don't think there is any exposure to AI.
So
right?
there are
Matlab
companies
today.
like Sarvam's doing a phenomenal job when it comes to AI in India. But again, there's no way to be a part of the Sarvam story other than joining them full time, which I am not willing to do at this point in time because I'm happy at HackerRank at this point in time, right? So I think from an investing lens, this is a good angle. The second angle, I think because AI is becoming such a big story, the semiconductor space. Because AI will run on compute. To buy compute, you need
NVIDIA.
chips. Now, who's making chips? It's ASML, it's the Taiwan Semiconductor Company, it's NVIDIA. If you don't have access to these companies, then again, India does not have access to semiconductor, fabless semiconductor startups. So there are startups
Let me ask you,
Sankhya.
but let me ask you this question: how do you feel when you hear about people investing in Nvidia and making millions? I felt very shitty. I was like, यार पैसा था डाल सकते
I'll
थे.
tell you what, a very close friend of mine, and I'll take his name, R.K. Patil, co-founder and CEO of Vyavya Labs. Parag Nayak. Parag will probably box me for saying this, but anyways, Parag is co-founder and CEO of Sankhya Labs. Sankhya had an exit to Tata Communications where they sold for close to 800 to 1,000 crores. Not sure of that exact number. But Vyavya recently had an exit for a few hundred crores again. I had the option, Dhimant, of participating in a round that Vyavya was raising in 2010.
उल्टा घूमो तो मार.
And,
उल्टा घूमो.
and RK told me, Adil, trust me, put this money. And RK is the CEO, yaar. I was chicken enough to not participate. One.
Agreed.
Two, I didn't have the quantum of investment that RK was asking at that point in time. For those two reasons, largely I didn't participate. But if I would have somehow figured a way to arrange capital and put that in, today would have been a very different story. So look about the horizon, Dhiman. That's the interesting part. It took 15 years for Vyavya to exit. But that exit
Will be crazy.
is a blockbuster exit.
Agreed.
So I think like the whole semiconductor space, that's two. The third thing, which I am observing as a trend, which I think potentially can be big, is the whole EV consumption.
Sure.
And I think these three plays can be very strong. And I think Tickertape allows you to invest in these three spaces via either direct stocks or a basket of stocks. And that you can do that at fractional. In INR.
Exactly.
Which is very friendly to me. So when I get a view, I get an INR view. I'm buying an INR basket. When I'm exiting in INR. So finally, I think there is a product that has solved all of this, which earlier, at least to my satisfaction, there wasn't.
So let's talk about few barriers and how I think Tickertape is trying to solve it. Again, I am now going to take my leap. I mean, like, hoping to, matlab ki I'll not be chicken enough to chicken out again. I think one, obviously big one is the US stocks are very expensive. The fractional bit helps a lot. I think 100 rupees se start karke 2000 se leke 1000 se leke you can invest in fraction stocks. I think it's been there for some time now. That anyways option is there in Tickertape as well. What I liked about Tickertape, by the way, when I started my first login to that app, which I did, उसके बाद मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया कि मैं क्या करूँ. And what I loved about this, when I was exploring this app, when this sponsorship deal came in, I was looking at the whole website and the app. There are themes. तो एक बास्केट है भाई कि ये वाले थीम में, AI के थीम में ये 10 स्टॉक है, इसमें इन्वेस्ट कर लो, right? And that whole piece around saying EV में is Tesla the right bet, वो that I think is missing, and that also a lot of people who actually get their Demat accounts then don't know what to do after that. बोला कि आप क्या करो भाई, इन्वेस्ट किस में करना है. लाइक आप सोचो इंडिया मार्केट्स में व्हेन यू बाय इक्विटी हमारी फट जाती है कि इज इट द राइट बेट, हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू इन्वेस्ट 10,000 रुपीज इन अ कंपनी. एग्जैक्टली राइट, दैट्स वन थिंग. The third thing is, by the way, again, being a Gujju, I'm not going to lie, the cost of acquisition I always felt was non-transparent.
Being a Gujju, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, वो transparency चाहिए मेरे को. So when I was looking at the app कि 0.2% का brokerage है वर्सेस 0.515 यहाँ पे.
प्लान पे
0.15 है वर्सेस.
तो अगर आपका इन्वेस्टमेंट ज्यादा है, आई थिंक दैट 0.05% also means a lot.
That's what I was saying कि 0.15 versus 0.2 where the other competition I was seeing has 0.2. This is a large difference on the pro plan 0.15, right? So मेरे लिए ये 3-4 चीजें थी which I felt. Also जो मेरा legality वाला problem था जो मैं बात कर रहा था, that's the first thing I observed. I said कि भाई इसमें like सब कुछ है क्या, they are following all the standards, everything is fully legal. There is a check at the US end, there is a check at the India end. That actually put my lot of questions to rest. Right?
Bishan, what's your stance, man, on investing? Like, what's your... we spoke about your card portfolio. I know we have to finish that. We'll come back to that. But, like, how is your, like, investment portfolio spread?
So one, as a lawyer, we are privy to a lot of sensitive information. So direct investment in the market is almost not possible for insider trading reasons.
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So very limited possibility to invest directly. So my portfolio looks generally like an 80-20 split of mutual funds to debt, right? And now with the recent house purchase, is full
Yeah.
skew. I think 50% portfolio has
Yeah.
become real estate, and the rest is now whatever 40-10 into debt and
Have you
equity and debt.
bought the place or you're...
Bought the place.
Oh, you on the card?
How do you make a real estate purchase on the card? No.
No?
No.
No,
This
very
was a
common.
while back. I mean,
Okay,
more
okay.
than, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, but this US investment probably makes more sense because I may be able to make more investments in US markets without it hitting our insider trading regulations here. So, worth looking into more as well. And I was seeing the app earlier with Dhimant, and being able to see everything in one place, the US investment, India investments in one place makes a big difference as well.
या आई थिंक एक चीज मेरे को और भी नजर आई कि भाई हमारे जो बैंक्स है HDFC बैंक, एक्सिस बैंक, वो
All of
कनेक्ट
them
हो
are
जाते हैं. हाँ, वो कनेक्ट हो जाते हैं. मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि भाई मैं कोई कहीं और से USD ट्रांसफर कर रहा हूँ, INR ट्रांसफर कर रहा हूँ, वो मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. मेरे को सबसे अच्छा फीचर वो कलेक्शंस लगा. व्हेन आई लॉग्ड इन आई सॉ दैट कलेक्शंस फीचर सेइंग कि भाई ये AI कलेक्शन है, यहाँ पे आप जाओ, यहाँ पे आपको इफ योर थीम
But
इज
that's been small case's signature move, right? From many years. मतलब
Correct.
अगर आप सोचो when they started the company, I don't know how long far back that was. Thematic investing as a concept, I think, was brought to India by small case.
बट स्मॉल केस स्टिल यू नो सम ऑफ द नेम्स. लाइक इंडिया के जो नेम्स है उसमें थोड़ा सा कुछ आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन
हाँ,
मिल जाती
so
है.
आपका point of view सही है
कि
क्योंकि
collection-
US
हाँ,
point of view से
correct,
yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Awesome,
Cool.
awesome.
We'll wrap it up. We'll come back to you now, Bishan. So we were speaking about your portfolio. You said you have about 250K, 300K in Axis Magnus Burgundy. That's going to be utilized for your 3 return tickets to Japan. You've got about you
Around
potentially have
250K,
250K
yeah.
in Amex.
Yeah.
That solves for your London cricketing passion.
Yeah.
Let's come to your
Infinia.
Infinia. Yeah.
Yeah, Infinia is going towards achieving a bucket list item, which is to
let's talk
fly
about
Singapore Q Suites.
Oh, brilliant.
सिंगापुर स्वीट्स.
Singapore Suites. Not Q Suites, Singapore Suites. Right? From Singapore.
Singapore Q Suites.
No,
मैं भी
no,
सोच रहा था
I meant- I
कि
meant
आदिल सोच रहा है कि कौन सा क्विज शूट है जो मैंने नहीं किया.
Combined, yeah.
Merger between the two airlines.
That would be epic, no?
Yeah, that'll also happen. This is from Singapore to Bombay or Singapore to Delhi, right? Because they have Singapore Suites on those two sectors. And when checking the point requirement, actually it's reasonably easy to get the 60K, 61K point requirement for at least one seat.
Yeah.
Even 1-2 months in, which I was surprised to find, right? It's actually harder to find 300 days away.
So 45 days before the flying window,
Yeah.
SQ opens up first. And you should be able to find 1 to 2 seats.
Yeah.
Earlier, you would get 2 on Saver. Now you get 1 on
Correct.
Saver and 1 on Advantage.
Yeah, so I tried
I said,
calling.
it's okay, take
yeah.
both.
So I tried calling customer care as well and trying to figure if there is anything more than what I'm seeing on the website.
Yeah.
And unrelated to this, but I found that the Indian customer care of Singapore Airlines didn't have the knowledge and information that I wanted. And so I asked them, can you give me the Singapore number, and call them? And they immediately knew what Saver, what Access, what Advantage was, and they were giving information very quickly. But they still couldn't find me more than the one Saver, like you said. So you'll have to use one Saver and one Advantage, and that's 200K points roughly, give or take, which is fine. And I'll still have another 100K points
Yeah,
to
like
go on.
you'll get a 61 plus maybe a 90 odd. So 160 odd K points should get
Yeah,
you for
absolutely.
2.
I think
which is awesome.
112 is the advantage if I'm not
okay,
right. Something like
okay.
that, yeah. 112 and 60 will reach about 180, 170.
Yeah, it's typically
180.
double. So yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So that's my Infinia plan. Then
Well, let me ask you one question.
Yeah.
ये जो points वगैरह पूरा portfolio है, the one that you manage, like did you map your travel plans to the cards and then collected the points, or it's just like points आ गए, now I'll decide how to map my travel plans? What's your approach?
yeah, my approach was actually to collect the points where it's most optimum.
Okay.
Right, so it wasn't like I said, let's collect points towards the Singapore Suites redemption. But also, I knew that was always possible because even before I got seriously into the miles game, the 200K points was there on Infinia. Right, so that I knew was anyway happening. And London is the most destination I travel to the most internationally. So therefore, I did think about that a little bit more than I would otherwise, and which is why I'm thinking about the card for my wife as well, and making sure we have 250K, 300K points there, because that's a likely redemption. And Virgin again is easy to get 3 seats on, which is not true for
Yeah.
all airlines. Like Singapore, it's harder to get
sure.
3 seats on business, but Virgin is much easier. So reason to do it.
But curiosity lens से पूछ रहा हूँ कि because you said that I entered the miles game very recently. So how did you use your Infinia points before that? Like, did you
Smart
have
buy.
enough points? All smart buy?
Smart buy.
And
So it's been a long time since I've played. I've bought domestic flight tickets on revenue.
Yeah.
It's always on smart buy.
Awesome.
Yeah, obviously not the best way to do it. Now I wouldn't do it. But
Yeah, but nothing
sometimes
wrong
there is still
about it,
value there,
right?
yeah.
It's still great.
I love it.
value.
I mean, I
for
still use
example,
it, yeah.
Sometimes, like you, I had a recent trip I had to make to Delhi. Flights were 30K round trip. Burn smart buy. How does it make sense? Why not, right?
I'll tell you, I feel that again, one of the biggest things the CC community generally misses is the programs which allow you to burn their currency directly on travel using the currency is very underrated. I'll tell you a few that I'm using now. iShop, ICICI, SmartBuy, HDFC, everybody knows about it. Scapia, people have started understanding it. I also love the fact that I can use it for hotels, for flights, for visas, for experiences. Insane. There are other platforms which are also doing this, and I think I'm a big fan of those. And I feel that any bank who is trying to launch a card, they should obviously have a way to burn their currency directly on flights. I think it just makes a lot of sense, especially short haul routes jahan pe business is not what I want to really fly. Right? So I think we were speaking recently on one of the miles ahead event, right? For me, I think any short haul flights and less than 3 hours, 4 hours flight, unless it's a bucket list item, I prefer just flying. Dubai is one example. Dubai, Abu Dhabi. I always fly economy via Smart Buy or some of these things, right? So I think you also recently booked your flights on Smart Buy for a trip somewhere in Phuket or somebody, right?
Yeah, Phuket again. It's like a 3.5 hour flight. So economy is perfectly fine. Flew your favorite airline, by the way.
And my favorite destination as well. and people who are questioning our reason to go to Thailand are going to Thailand twice in 1 year now.
Yeah, तुमको
Twice
पता है
in
ना,
1 year.
बैंकॉक में लाइफ में पहली बार तुम्हारी वजह से गया हूँ ठीक है लाइफ में पहली बार बट एनीवेज
I want actually the one platform that you were talking about, like banks. IDFC is one that has its own platform and similar earn rate as the Infinia. They also have the multipliers on purchases. So in that way, the IDFC, if your idea is to earn points and burn it on the same platform, it's as good as Infinia, for example.
Yeah, even Czech, we were looking at recently. They also have a platform where they burn their currency and book flights. Like I think everybody is getting into that zone now, where they realize that people are booking flights. HSBC Premier allows you to do that at 1 rupee. Travel One does it at a slightly lower value. What I feel is
that's why iShop is unprecedented
100%
100% burn which is beautiful.
You won't get outsized value, but you will get good value, guaranteed value. If you want to play the game and
See,
get
the other
outsized
thing I've
value, you'll have
recently
to.
realized, no, they've jacked up convenience fees like crazy. Both Smart Buy and iShop. So technically, if you book via OTAs, you'll get a substantial haircut. Bishan, we'll come back to you. Let's talk about your Premier. You have perhaps 50K on Premier. So what's the plan there?
The 50K Premier plan is to use it on Accor, right? I used some of it recently because we're traveling to New Zealand in November, which is the last test playing country where I haven't watched a test match. The 4 Grand Slams are done. So this is the last. Pakistan I'm not counting because we'll find a way to get there later at some point without impacting visa requirements, whatever. So I use my Stay Plus nights also on this trip. The Accor Stay Plus nights. And
Where are you using it there?
so there is a Sofitel in Christchurch that is very close to the ground.
That must have given you crazy good value, yeah?
Yeah, so about I think 18K a night, so I'm getting 36K value out of the 2 Stay Plus nights.
Fabulous.
Right.
Superb.
And I've booked them currently as 1+1, another booking 1+1, so 4 nights, 2 of which are Stay Plus nights. Good value out of that. The trip also includes Queenstown and some other parts of New Zealand, where also I plan to stay at Accor properties. Hopefully by then I will be platinum as well, so we'll get some sweet upgrades. Because currently I'm on 55 nights and I need 5 more nights to reach platinum. So by then...
One test match only.
Yeah.
One test match only. By the way, like I used to hate waking up on New Zealand test matches. Jabhi bhi utha, 100 for 8, 100 for 6. So depressing used to be.
True.
When I was small, when I was growing up, I was like, yaar, kya hai ye? Matlab, never enjoyed it. And one day, if you had not lost a wicket, when you woke up in the morning at New Zealand test, you were so happy. Yeah. Like, nice.
So Nathan Assel,
Yeah.
Chris Kens. These are 2 players that troubled us so much. So much is not. Of course, Steph Fleming, legend, but...
Yeah, but bowlers mein to like any match we played in New Zealand, any
Yeah,
bowler,
those
any
conditions
random
were just
would
so
always
difficult
lose.
that
It's just
any
like-
average bowler also took a 5 wicket all
everybody
against
would
us.
just
Yeah.
like...
But okay, so that rounds it up. Adarniya Dhimanji, आइए आपके पोर्टफोलियो पे, बताओ क्या सीन.
So, like I think people have heard about it a few times, but let me just kind of talk about it. मेरा Axis Magnus Burgundy में roughly 5 लाख का balance है, $500,000 there. I think my plan is to be able to use it on the Avios ecosystem. So I have access to British Airways now. I don't know if it will remain, whether Qatar will come back or what, but via British Airways, I'll move it to Avios is my plan. I'm nervous right now because ये जो changes हो रहे हैं Axis में, I don't know whether anything else will get impacted, but I don't know whether I should be proactively moving anything. So I'm not moving anything right now. The remaining, I keep moving little bit to Air India for Maharaja Club just to kind of make sure I have at least 40,000 points there. That's largely my use of Magnus Burgundy. HSBC Premier, I converted one full lot to Accor. That is already done and dusted. Now I have another 25,000 points. As the looks of it, I'll wait for a bonus. If it doesn't come, probably by end of the year, I may move it to Accor again. But there is a bonus coming, so you have 50,000 points. Maybe just hold on for some time and see if it happens. I don't know why they teased it and never released it. So that's
It's been a long time now.
Yeah,
They've
it's
been
been
teasing
almost
for 2 months.
I mean, looking retrospectively, it almost feels like, I don't know whether they were hurriedly announced it or not, because तभी rumor चल रहा था that they will go away with the partner. Maybe they just wanted to stop that leakage of points at that point of time, but that's something that was happening at that point of time. And Amex is where I think I have accelerated my balance in the last 2 years, because after I did the Mandapa, a large part of my balance was over. So I'm sitting another half million points there, building it for Serengeti. So that's my plan. I think
अरे
hopefully
वाह,
we'll
क्या
do
बात
a
है. 5
Serengeti.
nights.
4+1 Serengeti is my plan. And again, with Bonvoy Gold, I'm hoping it will be a good experience. Now that we've also done the Masai Mara episode, if you haven't watched it, do watch it. Like, fantastic episode. Adil's storytelling was epic. I mean, really amazing. Hoping to do a Serengeti episode soon. I mean, that's my plan.
कब जा रहे हो ये बताओ.
यार,
Realistically, when does it look like?
right
Do you
now-
have any right now your world is crazy, but like, when are you thinking? Like,
So original plan was in October, but both Masai Mara or Serengeti got cancelled for this October because of my recent changes. Hopefully April is my plan now.
okay.
So April is when I plan to do it next year.
सही है यार. Off season, perfect time. वही time पे करना चाहिए. Amazing.
That's my large balance. I think Infinia Pay or BizBlack Pay, I have a lakh each. I keep using it on Smart Buy. And from a miles partner perspective, I may do one transfer from Infinia to Avios. I may do that. Another thing which I realized, by the way, very interestingly, is that if you have a large balance in Amex and you don't want to do Marriott, like for example, I didn't have this Marriott plan in mind until somebody spoke about Serengeti with me a few months back. My plan was to keep an uncapped Qatar pool. I think it's underrated. Being able to move 5 lakh points at 2.5 lakh to Qatar is underrated, I feel, because Axis always have too many things you have need for those points. Plus 2 lakh ka limit hai.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge. So I'll probably also may use my Amex point if Serengeti doesn't work out for Qatar.
Got it. Cool. I'll come to mine.
Sure.
Burgundy, very similar balance to yours. It's 500,000 odd. Scary because I've already utilized my group A on January 1st. So the entire 200K the limit is gone. Now these are 500K. I don't want to move anything to group B because I have no real need. So the one thing that I want to do for sure is on 1st of January, I will move all 200K. Where I think there are multiple options. I could potentially move them to Aeroplan, which gives me fantastic Star Alliance. Or I can also use it to KrisFlyer.
Sure.
Simply because next year, April or May potentially, even if it doesn't happen in April or May, maybe October, would love to do New Zealand.
Awesome.
I think your insights will be very helpful. So we'll call you.
Done.
But I think if I'm doing one-way business from India to, let's say, Auckland, even on KrisFlyer Saver, I need 400K for 4 of us, right? Which is one way. Return we'll figure out. But for that reason, I think like there's already 200K in KrisFlyer. And then if I move 200K more, that 400K is kind of secure, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The rest of the Group B, I think, can keep funneling domestic flights for Air India, which is like a very good use case.
Makes sense.
And then if we decide to do like a Europe or something, then Flying Blue's always got your back.
100%.
So I think that's there. But I'm not going to touch that 300K. We'll figure it out. I'm hoping they add Accor back sometime as a Group A. If they do, then obviously the dynamics completely change. Even if they add it as a Group B, which I doubt will happen, with a changed ratio, and if they add it to Group B, then I don't mind actually moving it to Accor, simply because of the status I hold with Accor, and the loyalty to Accor will continue for the foreseeable future.
Sure.
So I think that's how I'm thinking about Axis. Infinia, I have 0. BizBlack, I have 0. Moved everything. Pretty much all the other cards, 0. My philosophy is always like pre-burn everything.
Absolutely.
Book your stays 6 months out, 1 year out, pre-burn, and just book everything out.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to.
There is
think
a healthy
about it.
balance in Amex, but my Amex balance is purely for my Emirates. But Emirates does not Amex does not transfer to Emirates. They stopped it a few months back. So the only way to move
Marriott.
to Emirates is by Marriott. So it's a poor ratio. It's a 3:1. But then if you transfer in 60K chunks, well,
When a
you
man
get a
needs
5K
Emirates,
bonus.
he needs Emirates.
So then it comes to like 2.5:1.
So when is the next US trip happening via Emirates? Like where is?
I mean,
that?
immediately I don't have anything planned.
Okay,
But whenever it happens, see, if it happens, if I'm booking for a return trip, upgrade, confirm to business or first, I need 150K bare minimum.
Yeah,
150K Emirates.
yeah,
That I already have in Emirates right now for one trip.
got it.
The moment this become 2 trips, then you need a substantial balance.
Awesome,
Right?
awesome.
So I think that's my portfolio.
Awesome.
I'm thinking of doing one short Emirates
Yeah.
on this New Zealand trip.
Yeah.
Because the easiest way to fly is into Sydney, direct
Yes.
from Bangalore.
Absolutely.
Christchurch to Sydney.
Christchurch.
That's
And
a
you
very
can do
good
the
flight.
first.
First class, yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite cheap even on revenue. It's only $1 lakh.
Really?
Yeah.
First class.
First class on that sector, 90K. First class on that sector. So it's possible to do
Very
just on
nice,
revenue
yeah.
as well.
That
Very
is
nice.
crazy good.
Yeah.
Do it through Smart Buy.
Yeah.
Burn the damn thing,
Yeah.
right?
So-
and still make points on
5x
it. Because
on the rest of it.
Emirates will also give you Skyward miles on it then.
Yeah.
And if you have Skywards Plus, buy Skywards Plus. That gives you a 20% bonus as well.
So thinking about it. Thinking about
Should-
doing a first
should
class
do
on
it,
that.
should do it. I think
fifth
it
freedom
also
flight.
fits in your whole philosophy of trying new things.
Correct. Very much. Very
Absolutely.
much. Yeah.
Cool. I think we've discussed the whole points portfolio as of now. Let me ask you. Yeah, good. You had a question.
The HSBC Taj card.
Yes.
Right?
We
It's
missed
not-
discussing that in your portfolio. Let's
Correct. It's not a traditional redemption because there are no points to use. But the benefits on that card, I've had fun using them. Right? The ways in which I've used them. One, we've booked. So with the card, you get 2 free palace nights,
Yes.
2 free non-palace nights.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the 2 palace nights have currently been booked at the Lake Palace in Udaipur for
Perfect.
August.
Not
right?
surprised.
Yeah. Greatest value from all of them are good. The Rambagh Palace is good. Falaknuma is good. They're all excellent. But
By the way, my wife doesn't watch my podcast, just FYI.
Yeah.
So for me, I think I can talk about it here. That's my plan. Get that card, surprise her because she's been wanting to go to the property forever.
It's a
and I've
great
been,
gift, it's
and
true.
I've been telling her कि नहीं हमारे पास ये points नहीं है, ये नहीं है. like pissed, like why I don't want to go to Fairmont, I don't want to go to your Raffles, I want to go to Lake Palace. I mean, this is the only way to make her happy. So
yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, so tell us. So when did you get the card? Let's go a little deeper.
I think I got it 4 months back.
4 months back.
Yeah.
And what have you ended up using as of now? So you said you booked 2 nights at the Lake
Palace Udaipur, yeah. August 21st.
And then
yeah.
what about the 2 Taj nights, which is non-Palace nights?
Yeah, my plan is to use that at the Taj Exotica in Goa is where I want to use
Perfect,
it.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's one of the better
Phenomenal
non-Palace
value.
night properties.
And it's a stellar property.
Yeah.
Meet a guy called Vinci when you go there.
Huh.
Legendary. He's been there for 18 years. And he's a boy from Mumbai. Great guy. Runs housekeeping and rooms for them. So he'll take
Lovely.
great care of you.
Done.
Yeah,
I will. So that's that. Then another benefit on the card is the cab service, which is very underrated, I think.
Yeah.
oh, by the way, what is that? Talk about it. Talk
Yeah,
about
so
it.
that's the Blacklane cab service. You get 4 of those in a year. It's for airport transfers. You can use them in India, but I learned during the recent, let's call it redemption, you can also use it abroad.
Oh.
So when I went to London,
Nice.
you can get $180 worth of a cab ride on Blacklane. So Blacklane is more expensive. So assume on Uber it's about 120. On Blacklane it costs 180. So say 120, Uber 120 worth of cab ride free.
Those who
And
into
what
art-
is the cab?
It's a fantastic, it's a Mercedes E-Class that comes to pick you up.
beautiful,
I thought
Yeah.
भाई तो लंदन छोड़ो, आप बैंगलोर पे ही कर लो, मतलब बैंगलोर is itself is so
So
much
I
value.
used one in Bangalore by mistake
Yeah.
because I didn't realize international was available. So I took one
Yeah,
in
it's
Bangalore.
not a mistake,
yeah.
bro.
No,
Like-
but you can get $180 value when you travel.
All I'm trying to say is, so my strategy always is that agar if you have like peak traffic, if you land ever
Huh.
in Bangalore airport,
Yeah.
take that cab, chill out in that cab
least
because
it's a
you'll take 2
comfortable
hours
ride.
to reach home.
No, but what he's saying also, right?
Yeah,
because there's
super duper.
significant international travel.
100%.
This is
4
such
of those
a
is
no-brainer,
almost
right?
$800.
It's crazy.
Yeah. All right. So awesome. So cabs are great. Palestine solid.
Meals-
Non-Palestine solid. Have you experienced the meals yet?
Yes, I did at the West End Blue Ginger.
Okay.
I booked a set meal.
Yeah.
It was.
What was that like? It's a 3-course, 5-course. What's
It was
like?
3 course.
Three
It
course,
was
okay.
3 course.
Insane.
Yeah.
And you can
That is
choose
awesome.
anything
Yeah.
from the menu? Or?
No, so they have a curated menu for the HSBC Taj card.
Right.
A 3-course meal. They will give you some options. 2 options for soups, 2 options for starters, 2 options for mains
So
and
this
desserts.
is where Dhimant will take a pause and Adil will get into his foodie zone. So batao, what are you vegetarian, non-vegetarian?
Non-vegetarian. We eat everything.
Okay, so
yeah.
what were the 3?
Yeah. So what did we have? There was a prawn starter with some peanut sauce kind of thing.
Great.
Right. Then we had
And
Vietnamese.
Blue Ginger is Vietnamese cuisine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vietnamese.
So something similar to a satay, let's call it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Then we had the soup, the pho.
Yeah.
There was a pho that we had.
Right.
My wife and I chose different things just to try
Yeah,
different
yeah,
things.
yeah.
So my wife's main course was, I think, Thai curry and rice. Actually,
Lovely.
Brilliant. Yeah, okay.
not Vietnamese, but they had it
the
available.
Asian flavors.
Yeah. Desserts was it some ice
Tell
cream
me
with
the
darsan
Taptim
kind of
Krob.
thing? Yeah.
Okay.
But everything was excellent. Everything was excellent. I will only give one tip for people booking it, that when you do book it, you have to call the concierge and book it.
Yeah.
Do give them your voucher code.
Okay.
Right? Because if they get the voucher wrong, so here they got the voucher wrong. When I showed it on the phone, they said there's a 3,000 rupee voucher. They have a back-end system for what the value of the voucher is. So this is supposed to be a 6,000 rupee voucher, right?
Whoa.
So they had got the voucher code wrong. But when I said that the benefits of the card are clear, it's clearly an issue with your voucher. The manager came, looked at it, said it's fine.
You're
Move
a
on.
platinum Taj guy anyways then.
Yeah,
once
that-
you have the
yeah,
card.
correct. So I suppose
they're not
they
gonna
saw
play
that
around
as
with
well.
you. They're not going to play
Correct.
around with you.
But to avoid this friction right at the end, which is possible, call them and give them your voucher beforehand.
So tell me, has your loyalty for domestic hospitality changed then? Have you now started opting in for Taj when you travel domestically in India?
Definitely considering the Taj option more, for sure, because you're also
on all
platinum.
revenue stays because your firm pays for you,
Correct.
then it makes more sense, right?
No, so the office stays when I'm working, traveling for work, those I don't try to maximize points at all.
Okay.
Because the system then would have to be to pay and reimburse, and that is a process that takes time. And
Right.
right. Also, you get paid when the client pays the firm. Otherwise, you don't get paid. So, right. So it's not worth the extra hassle.
By
so
the
I
way,
don't.
talk a little bit about your. Have you experienced the chambers yet? And
Yes.
how is the access? Because a lot of people want to know: is it unrestricted access? Are you treated on par with any other Taj member? How does that work? Chambers access work?
Sure. So Chambers access, the research I did, the Chambers Club Lounge, whatever it's a 25 lakh worth benefit which they offer. Here you get 12 visits to the Chambers Lounge free. We again did the Chambers Lounge visit at the West End over here. You again call them in advance. They will give you a slot. You can ask.
2 people?
2 people is fine. Yeah, perfectly fine.
But how many people maximum can go with you?
it is 2 people. If I'm not wrong, it's 1
Okay.
plus 1. Yeah.
1 plus 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So when you go, what is included as part of the Chambers Lounge visit is tea, coffee, and snacks.
Okay.
Right.
How do you define snacks? Sorry, I'm just going to be a little specific here.
How do you spell snacks? How do you define snacks?
The definition kya
I would
hai?
ask. I would have asked the same
Can
question.
I go and
So-
tell him I want to eat my eggs Benedict, or do I want to eat something else with truffle oil? That's what it means.
So they basically say you get tea coffee. They don't say snacks.
Okay.
I'm saying snacks because I have now gone and know that
Yeah.
along with the tea coffee they give you the snacks.
तुमको भजिया
right?
मिलेगा,
The
भजिया.
snacks is no.
Hey, it's called fritters. Fritters.
Jalapeno
Fried
fritters.
onion fritters.
So here you get some cookies, some namkeen, in that 3-tiered,
So
serving
it's
tray.
like your typical welcome stuff that you get in the
Yeah.
rooms. Yeah.
But it's not insubstantial.
Okay.
There's a variety of 4-5 different things, 2-3 pieces of each, and all good stuff. It's mostly sweet stuff. So I specifically said, can I get something savory as well?
Yeah, yeah.
Then they went and got something else and gave it to you as well, which was savory. Which
ask and thou shalt receive.
exactly, yeah.
But I think one of the other things is what I was trying to understand is is it the full Tajness experience that you get? For example, somebody who goes without the card and is by default a member and has the chambers access, would he experience the same, or does it separate?
See,
is a
I
different
think
experience?
so. I have never gone to the Chambers Lounge
Got it.
outside of this,
Got it.
right? But you never felt any difference in any differential treatment because you were an HSBC
Yeah.
Axis person or anything
Got
like
it.
that. Though
Got
one
it.
point at the end, so we ordered a bunch of other stuff as well. We had some laksa and some dim sum also, which you pay for.
Yes.
That they insisted you pay with the HSBC Taj card. Right? It's a card I planned to do 0 swipes in the entire year. So I may not have even carried it that day. I happened to have it because for access, I thought maybe they will ask. So
Otherwise,
it
you
took
would be serving the next round of
Yeah.
teas.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they may have then charged the experience.
Maybe.
And then they may have used your Infinia or Magnus Burgundy, but they may have charged it. I don't know.
That's
what.
okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
So now tell us, what exactly is this experience like? So you said, we all know it's like the Taj Chambers, which means you get access to the lounge.
Yeah.
You get tea, coffee, snacks. You said that. One, how long can you be there? Two, what is it? Is it like an actual lounge or is it like a private meeting room? What actually happens?
So you've been to the West End many times, I'm sure.
Yes.
Do you have any idea where this is?
No.
Because it is hidden away somewhere and there is no signage.
Right.
Where
right?
in the this is right next to the swimming pool, behind the swimming pool, if I'm not mistaken.
It
right?
is,
The Chambers Lounge.
you go by the swimming pool, then there are
Yeah.
some rooms, and at the back behind it, there is this. Until you reach very close to it, there is no signage which says Chambers Lounge. And the staff also don't really know where it is or what it is.
Right.
Right? And then when we went in, how it looks is, it's not like the Amex Lounge in the airport, which is like 8 seats. It's not like that. It is a much larger restaurant-like lounge.
Okay.
Right? It has multiple little areas where there are very private, spaces.
Corners, yeah.
So what you are getting is, apart from the snacks and tea, coffee, is I think an exclusive place, a quiet, peaceful place. It is, ambience is very good, posh and whatnot.
You see those UK series, no? Like for example, they'll show in Sherlock where people are sitting in a club with very silent, nobody's talking. So I was there, I saw the Chambers from the outside that day in West End itself. I think वो थोड़ा सा शांत place है, and there is that social ability to be in a place which is not frequented by others. I think that experience also is comes with that Chambers, I feel. But again, I just want to add one more thing. My guess is that it would be very, very dependent on the property itself, and your experience could vary greatly in which property you are. I don't think it will be a consistent experience, but again, I'm not sure.
Hardly there across the country.
Yeah.
The Chambers Lounges, I think there are 6 or 7
Six,
hotels that
I'm
have
not
it.
sure,
Very,
I'm
very
not sure.
few. And only the Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, Bangalore, and
The Taj Palace, for example,
Hyderabad
both
has
the Hyderabad Taj Palace would have it, Mumbai would have it, Delhi would have it.
Yeah, a
Aapka,
bunch have it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Udaipur,
metros would have it for
Udaipur,
sure.
I'm sure Chambers hoga
I think
shayad.
not.
No?
I think
So, okay,
not.
hang on. So you said that it's like a restaurant-y, loungy kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Private, intimate corners.
Yeah.
So that you can take one person and you all can have like a great conversation or whatever. And then they give you some stuff complimentary. But you very interestingly said it's also like a restaurant where you can order stuff a la
Yeah,
carte.
you can.
And then they serve it to you.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Do you get any discount on it? Or you just didn't care to ask?
You would get the discount on it. I think I will go back and check the receipts. But along with the platinum membership, you get 25% off on
That's what I'm
F&B,
asking,
right?
yeah.
I think we got that 25%. The bill was a very small 3K or something like that. So I didn't really think about the discount there. But yeah,
And the cuisine is what?
they have a
In
whole bunch
Bangalore.
of stuff. It's not
It's like a
continental.
multi-cuisine,
Yeah, there's some Chinese stuff. There is some European stuff. Yeah, whole bunch of things.
And you went there in the evenings?
We went at
and
4 p.m.
Do you know the time of the lounge?
It is available during the day.
Okay.
In the evening, if you go, I think between 6 and 7, there is a cocktail hour or something.
Okay.
Right? So if you go at that time, but you will have to pay for that separately because that's not part of the
So the
HSBC.
cocktail hour is not benefit.
But as
Yeah,
a
it's not.
platinum member,
You may get a discounted access on it.
No, but I thought कि platinum members
When
were
you are
cocktail-
staying.
Oh, when you're staying. Okay. So then.
No, that is not access to the Chambers Lounge. That is access to
Oh.
the lounge, the Taj Lounge, the
Got
Club
it.
Lounge, I think it's called.
Got
Yeah,
it,
Club Lounge
got
on
it,
Taj.
got it,
You get
got
access
it,
to
got
that.
it, got it. Maybe. Makes sense.
Cool. So with that, we'll round it up. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Bishan, thanks for coming over to the Great Indian Points My Show. Dhiman, thanks for traveling all the way from Delhi.
No
With that, this is Adil. Please let us know what you'd like to hear hear from us. A lot of you asked what our real points playbook is like. A lot of you asked what our current point balances are like and how we plan to use them, which is what we try to do today in a very real world. Keep your ideas coming for those of you who are in the Great Indian Lounge. If you have any ideas, you know there's a feedback channel. Go there and share your ideas. We'll try and bring them to you very, very soon. If you haven't yet, please hit the bell icon, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then also go follow us on Instagram because we're there and we're practically releasing a shot a day. With that, thank you everyone. This is Bishan, Dhimant and I, Adil, signing off from the Great Indian Points a Mile Show.